For me, I had the beautiful grace of hitting complete rock bottom. I hated who I saw in the mirror. It was literally kill myself or change. That was the crux of my transformation. And in the Vedic arc of transformation, it begins with chaos. You have to be in utter chaos. And as one of my great mentors said, in this life, Eb, or in general, we can change through two mechanisms, insight or pain. And it seems as though in this dimension, in the realm that we find ourselves in, at least when you're at a certain plane of consciousness in the material mechanism, in the material way of being, way of doing, pain is the necessary vehicle for you to transform, to change. And then you get to a certain place where you can change through insight. It can be more gentle. You don't have to have the big implosion, explosion to go, okay, God, I'm listening. Fine, I'll change. I'll do it differently. I see that my ways are destroying me.
Yes.
Right? Because it starts with chaos, then it comes into acceptance. You have to accept. You have to come into that place where you go, yep, that's it. I see. This way is no longer serving me. My life has become completely unmanageable. I get it. The next step, new behavior in relationship to. So you develop new habits. You start taking new actions in relationship to a community of people, in relationship to a new discipline, in relationship with something new. And then on the other side of that is this new form emerges. But it always begins with chaos. And my mom says this all the time. When people come to her and they're in complete turmoil, they're in chaos, she says, congratulations.
Yeah, you're close.
Here we go. This is where the good stuff starts. You know, and I think if more people can have courage to be in the midst of that chaos and recognize it as this offering from God, the universe, an offering from God and or the universe, whichever you prefer, to change, to transform, to do it better, to step into a new reality. You know, COVID, whatever your feelings are about it, it was a complete portal for all of us. You stepped through that COVID portal, man, and it became really clear where people were at. Really clear. One side or the other, whichever it is, whatever you believe in, it became unavoidably clear where you stood stepping through that COVID portal. And it was an offering. It was an opportunity for us to look at what we're doing, how we're living, and is that how we want to continue on?
It was a global meditation in a way, because it was the first time in my lifetime where the whole world was forced to sit and stop for a moment, stop doing the human doing thing.
Really
and some
incredible.
People got the insight. Some people heard the phone ringing and they picked it up and they got the message and they were able to walk through that and see and question. Other people just doubled down, you know, but it was really profound, and it seems to have added fuel to the fire of the division that has arose from that. And that's the growing pains, right? There is no growth without these growing pains along the way. This change is uncomfortable. Change of like completely
Very
dissolving your persona and identity as a football player to like, oh, who the fuck am I without that? You know, it's uncomfortable. And some people can't find the courage, like you said, to lean into that, to understand that it might feel like you're going backwards sometimes, but it's like a slingshot. It feels like it's going backwards, but it's harnessing energy to shoot forward if you alchemize it in that way. If not, it's going to bury you. You're going to numb. You go to the video games. You go to the porn. You go to the worshipping of our credentialed leaders of like, yes, I'll do this, and yes, I'll take this, and yes, tell me what slop to eat, and yes, master. Or you become the alchemist. You know, you become free, sovereign individual. Like,
Amen.
that's it right there.
Amen, brother. Amen. And a lot of times, on your point of the slingshot, you're gathering that energy. It feels like you're going backwards, or you look around and you've made a decision and your whole life is falling apart. That's that same thing. You're praying for change. You're praying for change. And your life just starts falling apart, unraveling at the seams. Everything around you, your relationships, your job, it all goes away. The money in your bank account, it all goes away. And you look up and you go, God, what the fuck? God's like, dude, you asked for change. You asked for a new life. We can't go on in this environment that you're living in. We have to change the environment. We have to obliterate everything that stands and start new. Mm-hmm. Because the foundation has to be rebuilt of what you're asking for. Mm-hmm. And if you're able to stay in it, because that's the ultimate yoga right there. That's the yoga of life, is are you able to maintain peace in the midst of that chaos, maintain focus, concentration, trust, and faith. You can either have faith or be in total fear looking into the unknown. Mm-hmm. Either one. It's on the precipice of the unknown. You have to either have faith and trust that when you let go, God's going to provide you with the next thing. Or you're in total fear and you never go anywhere and you never see what's on the other side of that thing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you've got to be willing to let go of what's happening in front of you or what is in front of you in order to get to what's really meant for you.
It's a leap of faith, not a leap of guarantee.
Exactly, right? Dude.
Rumi had the quote, leap and then the net shall appear. It wasn't leap because there's a safety net and it's going to catch you and it's all going to be sunshine and rainbows. So don't worry about it, just go. Exactly. It was like, no, leap first and trust.
Yes.
But it's hard. It's hard for people to do.
It's very hard. Probably the hardest thing.
Right.
The hardest thing.